Get started. We're going to give all praise, honor, and glory to
Yahweh,
Yahweh.
Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash.
Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule and teach well, that have taught us the truth through the Holy Spirit. Peace salutations to you hopeful elect out there, scattered to the four corners of the earth, pushing the ministry in truth and sincerity. All right, we GMS Wisconsin. Lord willing, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Shai, we can edify somebody out there. Okay, we coming out here with midweek camp. Okay, to of course prophesy the downfall of Babylon the Great. And
Claim that we are indeed Hebrew Israelites, contrary to some groups, who want to take off the Hebrew and just say Israelites. Who want to, and the elder Yeshua went into that they want to, pretty much take themselves from the legacy. It's a legacy, that we are being reborn into. Okay, it's a legacy. So they're taking the skin off of themselves. They're taking the covering off of themselves. All right, which that's the spirit of the Lord. The scriptures say, "What they shall not be no priests unto him." Okay, and what is the Lord bringing up? A nation of priests and a nation of kings. So just to throw that out.
Yeah, because of course Hebrew is the language we spoke. And when you go into Israelite, it goes back to the Hebrew word Yasher Allah. But Israelite, the ite, all right, it means like sons of or children of. So Israelite would mean children of Israel. All right, we call ourselves Hebrew Israelites because we spoke Hebrew. Okay, but one of the main topics we've been speaking on this whole week was just pretty much debunking what IUIC has been saying. Going into the simple fact that they made the statement. I believe his name is Ayathun of IUIC. He made the comment that that Yahweh Bashem Shai is ultimately the same person.
Is that what's a praying mantis?
Wow.
Bro, why was your wife talking about the praying that y'all seen the praying mantis in your house?
That's spiritual.
You know that's actually a spiritual thing though?
And get it on camera.
Do them things jump?
Yeah, they fly.
Yeah, they can eat
Hold
you.
on,
Seen one of those in my room one time. I was
just take it off the
here. I got you. That's it.
Yeah, that's
Maybe you want to find out what it's
Bro, this is actually my first time even seeing one, bro.
He's just chilling too, like.
how the hell he get over here? And he's huge. I've never seen a praying mantis that big.
That's another animal.
Look, hey, Salakia, I want to grab this too right quick, bro. Because I had looked at
And he's looking around. Look, he's just like he's looking around. Like,
yeah.
Pacing back and
I was
forth.
looking at. I was like, I
they're
take
deadly. They deadly. They'll eat anything whole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they got chopped.
But look and see if we can go into something spiritual about the praying mantis.
Yeah. Come
And he's finna go along his way now. That's the spirit. Hold on, let me see.
He scoped out the area and went on his way.
That's the
I got
spirit.
The meaning for a praying mantis, it says praying mantis meaning a varied and a Celtic symbolism in mythology.
No, biblically. See if you can go biblical.
Well,
Look, he's looking back. That's spiritual.
I think you finna attack him. He turned back around like,
big ass things start crawling up on you.
Yeah, because they can eat pretty much anything whole. Yeah, they're very
it
deadly.
says a positive lesson we could draw from the praying mantis is the stillness.
Stillness.
Reminds one of the verse in Psalms 46.
Woo, get it.
Be still and know that I am the Lord.
Woo, get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's what we're doing. We're being still and we're being firm in the Lord's word, man. While everybody else is pretty much they're fading to back, or they're fading away. You see, and the scriptures talk about the house of David waxing strong. Just make sure he don't get in your book bag.
Right,
Take
yeah.
him home.
that's what I'm thinking.
He's chilling, man. He's
No, he good though. I'm just saying,
I don't want to feel attacked, so I'm
Bro,
like,
You remember we was just talking about that too, how like a lot of these animals and insects have been drawn to us, and remember we went over that meaning of why they do that, because animals and insects they can feel the spiritual energy of people, right? And they're only drawn to people that they feel a good, like a what they say,
Good vibe?
a good vibe, a good spirit, and whom they assume that they will be blessed by. It said that inside of the definition as well.
Man, this is heavy, man, because we had the geese. They were geese, right? They came over there. And they was messing with us during class, and then we had another thing.
Bro,
another
two
situation.
deer. Remember that?
Yeah,
Remember that? Two deer, and Esau came over there with the dog and scared it off. You know, but the two deer, we were doing a lesson inside of the car, right? And the two deer were right outside the car, man. You know, the birds, you know.
Yeah, just let him go. Don't even look at him. That's why he's looking back. He looked back at the camera.
Wow.
No, that's spiritual, man. So let's go into those.
Psalms 46.
Cause and that's what we're doing. All right, we're being still. All right. And somebody look up the synonyms for still. Or firm. Go ahead.
This is
Just keep an eye on that thing,
Book of
man.
Psalms, chapter 46, and verse 10, and it reads, "Be still and know that I am the Lord."
Right. So another word for still. If you can't go into that word, you can go ahead.
This is Google definition of stillness, right? It says stillness is a state of being calm, quiet, and motionless. It can also refer to the quality of being quiet and not moving.
Right.
For example, you might describe a lake as still if it's calm and you can see very little movement.
I could have sworn that thing was flying over here. I seen something come over here.
Bro, I seen the shadow. Yeah.
I seen
That's what made
something
me look
fly
down.
over here. And those things don't
Where'd it
fly,
go?
do they?
Oh, it's right here. Yeah, they fly.
They do fly.
It
yeah,
flew.
they fly.
It flew directly over here from that direction.
Yeah.
As soon as we
Okay,
said
go
that-
ahead.
He's
Go
so
ahead.
fit to have those.
As soon as we said
Feed
the
other
name.
stuff on that
That's
side.
fly.
That's
They
heavy,
fight.
man.
They know how to fight.
That's heavy.
Yeah. But
That never happened. We never
Okay.
had that happen ever.
But it says synonyms of stillness include serenity, tranquility, and calmness.
Right. Exactly. Serenity. All right. And another word for the breakdown of serenity is knowing that you can't change anything and accepting the circumstances. And you know what? Through the Spirit, I was going through that all week because the elder was dealing with, the Apostle Ricard, and then the Apostle Kabar did a reply to the Apostle Ricard, dealing with the curses, how we're under the curses. And we can't be loose from the curses except the one that put the curses on us, take them off. And it's we have to deal with this punishment. And so that what was going on in my head, all this week, just dealing with work, because it's very exhausting, but getting used to the uncomfortableness, but being still, remaining calm, remaining not flinching, not giving up, not making haste, and all of that type of stuff. So through the Spirit, we learn a lot of we learn a lot of spiritual lessons. So you got it.
No, but first of all, I made a lesson about exactly what you just said. With
That's the Spirit.
And then remember, we were just talking about it as soon as we pulled up for camp.
Yeah.
We were just talking about it, right? Remember what I said to you right before we got in the car? I was like, bro, the best thing to learn in this truth is, for like starters, is to just say F it. You know what I mean? Like just give it all to the Lord. You know what I mean? And understand that the Lord is in full control, right? And trust His process.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like,
And that's the main thing. We got to trust the Lord's process. Dealing with our enemies, Esau. All right, well, the main enemy, of course, is Esau, but also the 2/3 of the nation of Israel. These Israelites, man, who are plucking off, who are pretty much taking the covering off of Jake. All right, and trying to create their own righteousness. You see, they're trying to create their own righteousness outside of what the Lord had provided through the Spirit. All right, starting with our elders, apostles, that'll be their elders. All right, Abba Bivens. All right, and those that came after. All right, High Priest Ariyah, High Priest Masha. Okay, and Yaikwam and Salaki, if I left out any other of the patriarchs, man. All right, because these are the men that the Lord gets the Spirit on to pave the way. All right, and then our elders, apostles, bishops. All right, those teachers. Okay, have taken the mantle and taken the torch, and what? And done what? And they kept this thing going through faith. Okay? At times where you know they essentially they didn't have any reason to continue, but they continued. All right? You know? I mean, they had all reason to continue, but you know, it was like there was a time where there weren't how can I say you know, there was a time where, you know, they could have quit, but they didn't quit. You see, there was a time where nothing was happening, no prophecies. They could have quit, but they continued on in the faith of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. They kept still, and that's the same thing that we got to come. We coming into these times, we got to remain still in the Lord, trust in the Lord, trust in the process, trust the process. You got it.
I just wanted to go into that word in the scripture, the phrase "be still" or "still."
See, we thought we was gonna read from the a manuscript from you know, because we went over a topic during class, and that time we was edified, you know, just dealing with Yahweh Shai and how he's, you know, how he was a mediator in the Old Testament and how the Lord used him. And even in Proverbs 8:22, it says that the Lord possessed him in the beginning. So the Lord was using Yahweh Shai in the beginning, but we thought we was gonna go over those precepts. Well, we still can, you know, but something spiritual just happened.
Yeah,
you know.
Praying mantis.
Yeah, and it's like the wind. He flew over here. He flew directly over here, and I'm like, I seen it. I seen something big. It was like this big, but I paid it no attention. But then the brother noticed it. You see, so the Lord is always showing us signs, and that's one thing I always see. I always see signs. Always see signs. You see, 144 today. I'm driving on my route, and I make a wrong turn, and I'm like, I ain't gonna get mad. You know, I ain't gonna get mad. I'm tired, exhausted. But as soon as I got back on my route, I seen 144. I seen 144 on the license plate. We see this all the time. It's like it happens all the time. So it's like, you know, it's not a biggie, but it is a big thing. You know, because we're being constantly reminded. It's being pounded in our heads. So, you know, it may not be significant to others, but it's very significant, you know, to those who know and who encounter these signs all the time. So, yeah, man, we're headed into some really great times. You know, despite them being horrible times, but these are actually times that we need to happen. You know, the turmoil. All right, the plagues that's going to take over the earth. All right, Esau implementing the CHIP, which is the MOTB. All right, those things need to happen for us to have this for the kingdom. Okay, all right. And so let me stop talking. Let's go ahead with what we got.
Well, it is gonna be exciting times. I just wanted to add to that.
Yeah.
Because we gonna witness the fall of our enemies and their judgments too. At that time.
That's right.
I was about to grab that.
And
scripture.
the Lord is about to show you who He's with. All right, all these different groups, you know, splintering off and doing their own thing, trying to create their own righteousness. Well, we're about to see who the Lord is dealing with, man. All right, we're about to see who the Lord is dealing with, okay, and who the Lord is for. You see, and it's about to become evident. All right, at the time we're being slandered, okay, and then you know Esau's gonna slander us. You know, Lord knows what he's gonna do. You know, they might use deep fake or some stuff to try to come after us. Yeah. But by all means, all right? The scripture says we love the elect love not their lives unto death, man. All right? And we don't love this life. This ain't life, this ain't living. Okay?
Well, let him bring this one.
You got it.
You got it?
So I got it. Okay.
The book of Ecclesiasticus or Sirach.
He's been looking good lately.
I told you. I called it. Go ahead.
This is Ecclesiasticus or Sirach in the Apocrypha, chapter 25 and verse 7. And it reads, "There be 9 things which I have judged in mine heart to be happy, and the 10th will I utter with my tongue. A man that hath joy of his children, and he that liveth to see the fall of his enemy."
That's what we're doing. We're seeing the fall of our enemy. We seeing our children being raised in this crazed society, and we're seeing the fall of our enemy from the inside out. All right, we're seeing this power structure fall. We're seeing the pride of these Edomites falling. All right, so a lot of them, you know, and it's just a matter of time before the seals break, before the Lord pours out wrath. All right, go ahead. Let's go back to that praying mantis. Let's get to all of that.
Can I say something before I do? I'm gonna say, remember when Yahushua was walking on the water, and he told Peter, you know, because they were like, it's a spirit, and then he was like, and eventually he told Peter, you know, to walk on water too. But then one words he said was, be of good cheer and be not afraid.
Right.
You know,
right.
and that's us being, you know, remaining calm.
Right. We don't need
time
to
our
be
distress, because remember the waves were they were, you know, blowing.
It's gonna get turbulent.
They was, you know, so just bringing that out. And then I got another precept. I guess this is Mark chapter 16 and verse 14. It says, afterward he appeared unto the 11 as they sat at meat, and upbraided them with their unbelief and hardness of heart, because they believed not which had seen him after he was risen. Sorry about the resurrection, right?
They still was stubborn. You see? And Jake is still stubborn now. We got the truth. Jake's still stubborn. We got the name. Jake still don't want to believe in the name. Well, damn.
Right.
Well, how much do you need to happen before the Lord, you know, before the Lord sends, you know, a sign of his salvation? The same generation that's seeking for a sign. You see, IUIC, they don't even want to be Hebrews no more. They don't even want to be the Brews no more. You don't want to be a Brew? Oh, okay then.
Bam, bro.
All right. Bam, bro. Golly. See, but everybody's departing, right? And the elect, scriptures talk about the house of Saul waxing worse, and then the house of David. And that precept been on my spirit for like 3 days. You see? But that been on my spirit for like 3 days. I was like, man, I ain't hear nobody say nothing about the house of Saul, the house of David yet. But that's in the spirit. So what the hell am I talking about? You know, that's how the spirit works. The spirit is like the wind. You gotta follow the spirit. Yeah.
It's
You can get it, bro.
it's the book of 2 Samuel chapter 3 and verse 1, and it reads, now there was a long war between the house of Saul and the house of David.
Right. So you got a faction of Israelites who were just disobedient, rebellious, you know? Okay. And what? It's still going on to this day. It's still going on to this day. What did they have? Go ahead. No, I'm back.
God, it says, but David waxed stronger and stronger.
Right. So guess what? The house of David is going to wax stronger and stronger. You see? Why? Because we're going to remain firm. We're going to remain still in the Lord. All right? We're going to have a sense of tranquility, serenity on what's about to take place. And see, Jake, you know, the elders did a reply to this nigga that talked about, that said about that Israelite bullshit or something like that.
You talking about y'all need to lead that
Israelite
bullshit alone
So
or whatever.
yeah, what you didn't know that it was for your salvation.
Nigga.
Right. It was for your salvation. This ain't a phase. This ain't just something to be popularized. And I mean, it is going to become popular because the Lord is going to make it popular. All right. Right now it's infamous, but soon enough it's going to become famous, and ain't nobody going to be able to do nothing against this. You see, because the Lord His Spirit is about to take over, man. You know, it's already the Spirit is already doing what it's doing, but it's about to take over everything. You know, then we are more precious than fine gold. So what we say out of our mouths when it comes to the scriptures, y'all should have took heed. Y'all better take heed. All right, you know, especially those that's in our circle, family. All right, y'all see us doing this. It's a peculiar thing. You don't understand why we doing it, but we doing it passionately. And we don't put nothing else above this. Why? Because it's the Spirit of the Lord, man. It ain't us doing this by ourselves.
No. It says, but David, or the house of David, right, waxed stronger and stronger. And the house of Saul waxed weaker and weaker.
See, and that's what's about to happen. These dudes they're gonna wax weaker. Those that's departing from the gospel, the understanding of these teachings in which are the Spirit put on our elders to teach and to be firm in, they're gonna wax worse and worse and worse. And we're seeing it. We're seeing it straight out. We're seeing it.
Live and in color.
Yeah, live and direct, live and in color.
God. So like, can I get the definition for that word weaker?
Come.
It's the Hebrew word dull.
No.
It's the Hebrew word dull. Right?
Dull? Yeah, like dull. Like that's like a light, right?
Dull.
So like, yeah, when the light gets dull in the house, what you gotta replace it. You see? And when the light gets dull, you can't see in that darkness start to emerge. You can't see in that corner no more.
Yo, weaker, right? It says properly dangling, right? I.e., by implication, weak or thin.
Yeah, so thin. Yeah, and that's what the Jake is waxing thin, man. Y'all becoming bones again. You see?
Look, that's this.
Y'all got it.
That's a great point. It says lean, needy, poor, weaker. It says low, poor, weak, thin, one who is low.
See, yep. So one that is low. See, y'all gonna become bones again. All right, y'all gonna become dead, spiritually dead, lifeless. You see, those that wandered out of the congregation, what did it
On the
go?
way of
Yeah.
116, the man that wanders out the way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead.
That's right.
Remain.
So those that wander out of the way of understanding, what is the understanding? What we have searched out, started with our apostles, elders, the understanding of the scriptures, because it's basic knowledge, it's basic understanding when we talk about Yahweh Shai and we examine his presence and his appearance in the Old Testament and how the Lord is dealing with Yahweh Shai to guide Israel. All right, Yahweh Shai was a mediator. He wasn't the sole person that the Israelites were dealing with, because they only saying that. Ayathan only saying that to justify not calling this man Yahweh Shai. So you know you niggas paid off.
Yeah.
You paid off.
Yeah.
You got some money from that, because you essentially justifying and saying, oh, that was the same person. See, God, and then there's a Christian doctrine, which I was talking about earlier.
Yeah.
The Trinity. You might as well just bring out the Trinity. You might as well just say,
Right.
nigga, the Trinity. We believe in the Trinity.
Yeah.
And that's what Jake is pushing.
That's pretty much.
That the Most High, Yahweh the Father, and his Son Yahweh Shai is the same person. No, they're two different entities. Okay? And they've always been two different entities. Yahweh created Yahweh Shai. He was the first in creation. You see? He was the first in creation. All right?
So like it, because you made that comment, going back to that word weaker, which is the Hebrew word dull, right? You made that comment, you said, or that correlation of they're getting thinner, going back to dry bones. Well, when you go into the root word for the word dull, it's dalal, right? And it means to slacken or be feeble.
Woo!
To be oppressed, it says bring low, dry up.
Yeah, so y'all dried up. And what the Lord said about the fig tree. You
Right.
see? You're gonna be casted away, man. A lot of you gonna be casted in the outer darkness, man. Okay? So somebody get John 15. Somebody, y'all gotta pass that information on about that, because I don't have my phone recorded, so about the praying mantis.
Oh yeah, come. I got you. Well, I
That's the
got
spirit,
I got a
man.
little more on that too.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm saying I got a little more on that. Matter of fact, yeah, let's just
Yeah, just go ahead. Forward on that
use
information.
that.
Go ahead.
Yeah, whatever the you said John
15.
John 18.
The Lord said what? He is the true vine. You know? No man can abide except he abide in Yahweh Shai. And that's what we're doing. The understanding that we have, the scripture said, remember what you have learned. What you have learned, continue thou in the things which thou hast learned. Right? So we found the first foundational understanding Israelite understanding our heritage is that the Most High Yahweh and Yahweh Shai are two different entities.
Right.
That's foundational.
Right.
That's foundational. Yahweh is the Father. Yahweh Shai is the Son, the only begotten Son. Okay? So that is foundational. That's one of the first things we've learned. Oh, what do you mean, no Trinity? We thought it was a,
Yeah.
a triumvirate.
Right.
No,
Spirit.
that's dealing with Rome. But this trilateral thing that's going on. That's Christian that's dogma. Yeah, I think it's Roman Catholic teachings, man.
Yeah.
You see?
And they love it.
So what? Read it again. My bad. Was you reading? You was reading?
I got a precept though. I got the precept that you called for. The book of St. John, chapter 15, and verse. I was reading definition. So.
Go ahead.
So the book of St. John, chapter 15, and verse 5, and it reads, "I am the vine." This red letter too, by the way. It's Yahweh Shai speaking. "I am the vine; ye are the branches. He that abideth in me, and I in him, the same bringeth forth much fruit."
Right. So you got to abide in Yahweh Shai. Abide in Yahweh Shai. Because the scriptures say what? I am written in the volume of the book. You see? Right. To do who? Again, that's a cut. So to do it's read, get Psalms 40 and 7. I know it's a lot.
No.
Let me help you all out.
It's a spirit though, no, because these guys are what they're doing. They're cutting the pieces off the Lord's body, right?
Yeah,
which is certain books, right? These books of Apostle Paul, it doesn't have any validity, and saying goofy stuff like that.
Yeah, man, because now you're taking away from the integrity of the scriptures, and the Lord said what? His words are faithful and true. He says that on many occasions. So if Paul said that he was given authority, all right, to go teach the gospel unto the Gentiles, the Israelite foreigners, all right, and that he was taught by Yahweh Shai, and he wasn't taught by no man, but by divine inspiration. I forget exactly how it goes. How in the hell can you say that this man's writing and he was invigorated with the Spirit, and the Spirit used him to gather the elect of his time, all right? With all that traveling he did and all that the suffering he went through, his words, what he was saying is we can't authorize what he said. I don't know what the hell they saying.
Not authority.
But Jake has a tendency, and it goes back into time. It's perpetual with Israelites. They have a tendency to take credit. They want to take credit from their elders. You see, they want to take credit from everybody. You see, and for the love of me, it's just something that Jake always done. They don't want to give credit to where credit is due. All right, whatever.
They want the fame. They want no, I did that.
Let's stop talking.
That was my prophecy.
Right. So if we abide, going back to John 15, if we abide in Yahweh Shai, right? And really, it's this word, okay? And it's not a private interpretation. The Lord dealt with private. He dealt with prophets. Somebody get sun-dry times. It's like man. He talked to us by the prophets. He healed us by the prophets. All right. So this is Psalms 40 and 7, and it reads. It says, "Then said I, lo, I come in the volume of the book. It is written of me. I delight to do thy will, oh my God." Who is saying that? Who is saying? No, Yahweh is saying it. Like you was going into your lesson. He's schizophrenic. The Lord's schizophrenic. And he's saying it to himself. Why? In God's name. And see, that's a cut too, because you would get cursed out if you was talking to yourself in the ancient world. Remember, whose wife was it? I think it was Samuel's mother. She was praying to the Lord and Salakia. I don't know exactly who, but it might be in the book of Judges. It might be in the book of Judges. But just on the point of, if your ass was talking to yourself, if you was schizophrenic in the ancient world, your ass would get cussed out. And I think Eli cussed out I think it was Samuel's mother. But she was praying to the Lord. Okay? So that's a cut to that. So the Lord can't be schizophrenic. If a prophet, if one of the priests cuss you out for talking to yourself. Like, what's wrong with you? Okay?
The Lord is mad, right? M-A-D-D, right? But he tells us, he commands us to have a sound mind.
Right, a sound mind.
Right.
Come on, man.
Don't make any sense, man. You guys are liars, man.
Exactly. That's what exactly y'all find. Y'all trying to make the Lord a liar, but y'all lying the whole time. You see? Here. Let's see, it's not Judges. Is it? It's not Judges. I'm tripping. It might be. Wait a minute. Yeah, just to kill that schizophrenic part. Yeah, it's 1 Samuel, the first chapter. It's Hannah.
So like the elder Tazawam GMS fruit
Hey,
of knowledge.
Shalom, man.
Shalom.
Right. So this killed that schizophrenic, the Most High schizophrenic, because if the priest cussed out this woman who he thought talking to herself, how much more the Lord, you know?
Right.
So here, let's see. This is 1 Samuel chapter 1, and 5. It says, but Hannah, all right, he gave a worthy portion, for he loved Hannah, but the Lord had shut up her womb, and her adversary, which was the woman, because a woman becomes another woman's adversary. Okay, because the woman will provoke another woman. They'll make another woman jealous. They like doing that shit, you know? That shit is off though, okay? But it says, and her adversary also provoked her sore for to make her fret, okay? Because the Lord made her very unhappy. See, she wanted to see her unhappy. And that's a lot of women, you want to see other women unhappy. But guess what? You're going to have to deal with multiple happy women, okay? All right? And you're gonna have to deal with one man, all right? You're gonna have to share, all right, a one man with multiple happy women, okay?
So like, yeah, I was meditating on that the other day. Monogamy is only a Babylonian type of thing.
Yeah,
all right.
Yeah.
But monogamy, if you think about it, man, only exists on the man's behalf, man. Right.
Let's go back. Because topics can switch, boy. I'm trying to tell you. So verse 7, it says, as he did so year by year, right? As he did so year by year, when she went up to the house of the Lord, she provoked her, therefore she wept and did not eat. And said Elkanah, her husband, to her, Hannah, why weepest thou? And why eatest thou not? And why is thy heart grieved? Am I not better to thee than 10 sons? So Hannah rose up after they had eaten in Shiloh. And after they had drunk, Eli the priest sat upon a seat by a post of the temple of the Lord. And she was in bitterness of soul and prayed unto the Lord and wept sore. And she vowed a vow and said, O Lord of hosts, if thou wilt indeed look on the affliction of thine handmaid and remember me, and not forget thine handmaid, but wilt give unto thine handmaid a man child, because women in the ancient world, Israelite women, Hebrew Israelite women, all right, they yearned at the thought of having another man, an Israelite man's child, a man child, a boy. Okay, it says, then I will give him unto the Lord all the days of his life, and there shall no razor come upon his head. And it came to pass, as she continued praying before the Lord, that Eli marked her mouth. Mark is to see. I'm sure that the word mark there is probably it's probably ra'ah.
What's that?
That's 1 Samuel 1 and 12. It says that Eli marked her mouth Now Hannah, she spake in her heart, only her lips moved. See, right? But her voice was not heard. Therefore Eli thought she had been drunken. So you saying to me that the Lord is talking to himself, right? When we read Psalms 40:7, right? Let me read that again. So the Lord is talking to himself here, right? Impossible. Because that would make the Lord drunken, okay? If he's talking to himself, right? So when we read Psalms 40:7, it says, Then said I, Lo, I come in the volume of the book. It is written of me, right? I delight to do thy will, O my God. Yea, the law is within my heart. All right? So is the Lord drunken? Or is he talking about another entity outside of himself? He has to be talking about another entity outside of himself. Because if he's not, then he's drunken, right? And then, therefore, he needs to be rebuked, right? But you can't, the Lord is unrebukable, right? So going back, 1 Samuel 1:14, right? It says, And Eli said unto her, How long wilt thou be drunken? Put away thy wine from thee. And Hannah answered and said, No, my Lord, right? My superior, Lord meaning superior, right? The elders brought that out too, right? It says, I am a woman of a sorrowful spirit. I have drunk neither wine nor strong drink, but have poured out my soul before the Lord, right? So I'm just using that example to say the Lord ain't drunk, man. He ain't talking about himself, right? Because if he was, he'd be rebuked, right? And you got to be drunk if he's talking about himself, right? When he says that I demand to do thy will, O Lord. All right, go ahead.
I got something to add to that schizophrenia thing.
Yeah,
Right?
go ahead.
This is I typed in schizophrenia in the ancient times, right? It says ancient minds frequently perceived that the cause of mental illness like schizophrenia as a punishment from God.
So God punished. He punished.
Right.
When he
He
said,
punished
to do thy will, O Lord. When Yahweh Shai is saying to do thy will, O Lord. Right? I come in the volume of the book. It was written of me to do thy will, O Lord. Right? So he's speaking of Yahweh. All right? Yahweh Shai is speaking of Yahweh. Okay? And he does this on many occasions. And see, that's why you have to observe what you're reading. Okay? Which, like we was going into earlier, they just waxing weaker. You see? So they coming out with more weaker doctrines. Right? So what else can you do? Oh, that's the same entity. So you ain't got to call on Yahweh Shai. You can call on Yahweh because that was him the whole time. So the children of Israel was speaking to the Son the whole time because he's the same, right? So that would mean Genesis 3:15. That would mean that was Yahweh Shai talking to Moses and telling him, "I am that I am." You know,
Right.
He would have told him that, oh, my name is Yahweh, and then it just don't make sense. Slap.
It's madness, man.
Right. Go ahead.
Selected. It says ancient minds frequently perceive that the cause of mental illness, like schizophrenia, is as a punishment from God, or possibly a possession of evil spirits and demons.
Right. So the Lord got an evil spirit. He got a demon in him. It's impossible, man. Come on, man. That's why you gotta watch what you're saying, because you could be not only offending the prophets, but you could be offending the Most High. And he got an army, he got a host, he got ride and die angels. So you gotta chill with what you're saying, man, because the Lord, the scriptures talk about your words, your idle words. You know. I know you hate them.
Just a quick one. 1 Corinthians chapter 11 and verse 3. And it reads, But I would have you know that the head of every man is Yahweh Shai, and the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Yahweh Shai is Yahweh.
Plain and simple. So there's an order. There's an order, and it's all broken up. All right, it's not talking about the same. Now we understand that the spirit proceeds from Yahweh. It's His spirit. All right, it's His Holy Spirit. Okay, which proceeds from Him, which gives life. You know. Go ahead. And that's, another form of being breathed. The scriptures refer to it as being breathed on. His Holy Spirit entering into you, His likeness entering into you. So go ahead.
This was actually in the commentary, David Guzik commentary, right? For the head of every man is Yahushua, the head of every woman is the man, and the head of Yahushua is the Most High. It says head is an important word in this chapter. Some consider head to mean nothing more than the source, in the sense that the head of a river is its source. Though this word can mean this, Paul is not simply saying man came from. Hold on a second.
Go ahead, read it out. We'll call
So
it off.
it says though this word can mean this, Paul is not simply saying man came from Yahushua, woman came from man, and Yahushua came from the Most High. Though that simple understanding is true, it goes much deeper, because in biblical thinking, a source has inherent authority. If something comes from me, there is some appropriate authority I have over it.
Yep, so Yahweh has authority over Yahushua. Yahushua has authority over man. Man has authority over the woman.
Okay.
Imagine that. So you can put your woman in order.
So like, see, that's the problem though, man, because I was meditating on the other day.
Because, hey, we the Lord's woman, too.
Yeah. These niggas don't like order.
No, that's it.
They don't like order. They don't respect authority. That's all it is.
Well, when you look at what happened in the wilderness, it's the exact effect. The coral, right? What is it? Abiram? Coral. All right. And those that was his accomplices. All right. They were swallowed up. Okay. The Lord dealt with them. Why? Because they were rebellious. Why was Saul rejected? Because he was rebellious. This ain't nothing new. This is something that Jake has always been doing perpetually throughout these different ages. And those same generations, those wicked generations, they're coming back. But this time you're gonna be dealt with. You're gonna be dealt with in the second death that's coming. Or you're gonna be dealt with leading up to the second death.
Back you up. Mark chapter 8, verse 38, just to show the distinction. Because when Yahushua comes back, he's coming to, first and foremost, to deliver the elect. He's coming to execute judgment, and he's doing it in the name of the Father, man. Mark 8 and 38, red letter. It says, whosoever therefore shall be ashamed of me and of my words in this adulterous and sinful generation.
Yeah, so that's what's happening. Jake is becoming ashamed of the words. All right? Things that are lawful that we bring out according to the scriptures, Jake, be ashamed of it. Jake is ashamed of the ancient way. You had a side talking like, what was you doing? What were you doing when you was 8 years old? Like we just sit on our couches like mesmerized by little girls and shit, man. And the Lord's gonna deal with that dude, man. To say the least, the Lord's gonna deal with that man. All right. But in the ancient world, nigga, they wasn't playing with dolls, nigga.
Right.
They were being taught how to serve, nigga.
Right.
You stupid. All right, they were being taught, they were being brought up, they were being molded and fashioned into women at a very young age. They were being mature. Ain't nobody thinking about dealing with no little ass girls in no fucking Babylon. You out your fucking mind? These fucking, their minds are gone, warped. That's why we're trying to seek the old paths, right? So it's concepts that we bring out, spiritual concepts, biblical concepts that we bring out, right? Because the law is a shadow of things to come. Stupid. Okay? So hell no, we ain't. It's the fact that it's in the scriptures. That's why it was brought out in the first fucking place. You see? Because a lot of Jake they don't subscribe to the scriptures. When you really put it to their belief to the test, they don't believe in the scriptures, man. They trying to find their own righteousness. Somebody get that Jeremiah 6, and then I'll let y'all have these precepts. I know y'all hold my bad.
This is what I got.
Some kind of stuff.
That's cool.
Hey,
Finish this one.
that's a part of the ministry, right? To correct, review. It's like correct, reprove, rebuke, and exhort.
Mark 8 and 38, I'm just going real quick. Whosoever therefore shall be ashamed of me and of my words in this adulterous and sinful generation, of him also shall the Son of Man be ashamed. It's talking about Yahweh Shai, when he cometh in the glory of his Father with the holy angels.
Yep. So they're going to be ashamed when the Lord shows up, man. You know, because a lot of them fade into back. A lot of them don't want to. They don't even want to call themselves Hebrew no more. You don't want to be a bro. That man, you through. But Jake is just they just like this. We don't want nothing to do with that. And then when the persecution comes, they're gonna all together get rid of that understanding. And that's why it's spiritual that we seen the praying mantis. All right, because it's spiritual for being still. All right. What was another word for it? Being firm or.
Well, talking about the root word, the law. It says, you talking about that? To be still.
Oh yeah.
To be still.
Yeah.
Going back to the praying mantis, because it says to hang, languish, hang down, be low.
Well, no, that's them waxing worse.
Oh, Salaki, yeah,
that's the wax. That's them waxing.
That goes in the weaker, Salaki.
Yeah, that was from Saul, the House of Saul.
But I do have some more information about the praying mantis. It says overall in tradition, it's like a traditional Christian belief. It says if one sees a praying mantis, it means that their guardian angels are looking out for them.
Yeah, which is true.
So that's why we started as soon as we got here. You know,
our angels are kept around us. Yeah, as soon as we start, as soon as we got the salute, as soon as we started calling on the name of the Lord, started the lesson, that's when it flew over here. It flew over here from all the way over there. Right. Yeah. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna record it looking back at the camera because it literally looked back at the camera.
Yeah. He was looking around too.
He was looking like this the whole time, bro.
Like a
it was
guardian
all
angel.
spiritual.
Like, he was like, and he was like right in the midst of us.
Look,
went over there, peeking. No, he was right here.
But yeah, let's go. Let's continue.
God.
Yeah, go ahead with your precept.
This is John chapter 7. This is John chapter 7 and verse. I'll start at verse 15.
6 and 16.
And it says, and the Jews marveled, saying, how knoweth this man letters, having never learned? Yahweh Shai answered them, my doctrine is not mine, but his that sent me.
See, so he was sent. Okay? Even in the beginning, he was possessed, as he puts it in Proverbs. Which that's Solomon's Proverbs. Okay, that's Solomon's wisdom. Okay, he said he was possessed even in the beginning. So the Lord was using him in different occasions. He made appearances in different times in the Old Testament, in the ancient world, dealing with the Israelites. So he wasn't the sole entity that was dealing with the Israelites, the Hebrew Israelites. You got it.
If any man will do his will, he shall know of the doctrine, whether it be of the Most High or whether I speak of myself.
Yeah. So what? He didn't speak of himself, and he's telling you that. So that's another cut. He's not speaking of himself. Go ahead.
He that speaketh of himself seeketh his own glory.
Was Yahweh Shai seeking his own glory? No. He said that I be glorified. That you be glorified in me, and I in thee, or something to the extent of that. So the Lord is Yahweh Shai is glorifying the Father. Why? Because of his mighty works. You see? Go ahead.
But he that seeketh his glory that sent him, the same is true, and no unrighteousness is in him.
Right. We got Jake, who Israelites who do want to seek their own glory. Why? Because they're trying to crawl up another way. They're trying to establish their own righteousness. You see? They're trying to refashion in this whole Israelite thing into something that it's not. You're trying to modernize something ancient. That's why the Lord says, seek ye the old paths. Okay? The Lord said, well, he already prepared the way. He already prepared a place. It's the Lord's inheritance. We the Lord's inheritance. It's gonna be. He's gonna cultivate. And the elders came out with that too. That's a good lesson. Cultivation. You gotta be, and we're being cultivated. All right. Which you go into the word cult. All right. That's like cultivate comes from cult, right? So we're being cultivated, and rightly fashioned in the Lord's in his work, because the Lord is a husbandman, right? He's likened unto a husbandman, right? And we are his plants, okay? And the Lord said what? We was dealing with John 15. He's the true vine, just hitting those, those parables. Well, go ahead. That was it. What about that other precept?
Yeah, I can bring that up too. Titus. It was going into what you were saying about how they said with the woman back then, or the little girls, something to that effect. But I'm gonna start at Titus 2:1.
Yeah.
It says, "But speak thou the things which become sound doctrine."
Right. Meaning wholesome. Okay. Wholesome. We're not telling you, oh, you gotta have a young girl. You gotta at least make sure you whatever the hell Jake thinking, man. And Jake is diabolical, man, when it comes to the slander.
Yeah.
They'll slander you and just so they can fuck up your reputation. It's a defamation of character, man. You see? And that's what these niggas do. They try to defamate our character. You see? Because they don't like us. All right? Because we rebuke and reprove. Okay? So they're gonna have to use that because they play on people's emotions. But go ahead.
That's their talent.
Fuck them niggas.
Verse 2.
My bad. I ain't mean.
No, I'm saying but that's their talent, because their talent isn't to they haven't been gifted with the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, the 100% truth. So they can't understand the scriptures. So they have to slander. Niggas is good at that, because they were raised by the woman. The woman is good at that.
Oh yeah, definitely. Go ahead.
That the aged men be sober, grave, temperate, sound in faith, in charity, and patience. Verse 3. The aged woman likewise, that they be in behavior as becoming holiness.
Right.
Not false accusers, not giving too much wine.
Right. What women do now today. Go ahead. Yeah.
Teachers of good things.
Uh-huh.
Verse 4. That they may teach the young women to be sober, to love their husbands, to love their children. And so
right.
as growing up, like you said, they weren't sitting there playing with dolls.
Right.
They was being trained up by the mother to be how to become a woman, to love their husbands.
Right.
And as they get to that point where they depart and go with us, they will already be set and
right.
they will understand.
Because Jake, when we wasn't in the ancient world, we wasn't just grabbing up little girls, man. All right. That's why the law is there, you dumbasses. You see, the law was put there for a reason. Okay, and not to make this about that,
Yeah.
but it is.
in
a sense,
though,
yeah, in a sense, we come from a royal. The scripture said what? We're a royal priesthood. So our culture is somewhat of a royal. It's a royal culture, dumbasses. So our daughters will be raised how to be women at a young age. And then when they reach the flower of their age, not when they 25, 30, 35, because a woman it's harder for them to have children at that age, dumbass. You see?
They have a certain period, a time period.
Yeah, exactly, man.
And that window is very short. Okay.
Right, it is, and it is
like
for women,
10
man.
years.
But during that time, they will be courted, all right, and they would be given into marriage. What do they call those marriages? Arranged marriages.
Yeah.
Arranged marriages, all right. And it really it was those marriages are to for inheritance, for expanding, for making leagues and alliances, so on and so forth, man. you know, Jacob watched Game of Thrones and see the shit in there. How royally these, you know, they'll depict the royal nature, you know, and they'll show you, you know, young women, even in the new one. What is the new one with? It's dealing with the Targaryens. Goodness gracious, don't nobody watch Game of Thrones, I guess. House of Dragons, man.
House of Dragons,
right?
yeah,
And Rhaenyra, all right, when she was young, right, she was promised, all right, even though, you know, in this one she was supposed to be queen and stuff, but at a young age, what she was courted at the flower of her age, and they showed that, right? When she started having her period, what happened? Right? She was brought up in womanhood, okay? She wasn't playing with no fucking dolls. All right? She was mature, right? And we don't have that in this world. Okay? In this world, we ain't looking for no fucking little ass kids, man. Are you out your fucking mind? Some of us got daughters. All right? We got daughters that we gotta raise in this fucked up society. Okay, but I guess it's okay for them to, you know, in this society, listening to Cardi B, they learning how to shake their ass at a young age. Just pitiful bullshit, man. Just disgusting fucking behavior, man. Okay? But when we talk about the scriptures and talk about the ancient customs, Jake got a problem because what's in their head is what they see in this modern fucking world. They can't even fathom of being a royal people. Okay? Us raising our daughters to be women. All right? Them being courted at a certain age. Okay? And even in the ancient world, you weren't dealing with no little ass girl. She had to be raised up and be mature enough to even deal with her husband, man. Okay? She had to know how to cook, clean, do all that shit that a grown ass woman could do. And she is a grown ass woman. All right? As the age, what about Mary? All right, all the scholars know that she was at least 13 or 15. Okay, so man, get the hell out of here with that shit, man. But again, these laws, this is what's going to be established in the future world. It's going to be reestablished. The ancient way is going to be reestablished in the future world. Okay, so they want to call us pedos and all this other shit. Okay, but they'd be the same motherfuckers. You see a 14-year-old, 15-year-old, 16-year-old Puerto Rican girl, your ass gonna go fucking crazy. Cause you niggas ain't got no fucking discipline. So the hell with that bullshit. You niggas are hypocrites, man. You'll lose your fucking mind, you go to South America. Heart beating all fucking fast. Yeah, man, get the hell out of here. You niggas are lost, man. But anyway, we're talking about ancient customs, okay? Which are a shadow of things to come for the future world. Go ahead.
So book of Jeremiah chapter 6 and verse 16.
Now, no, and we ain't gonna be no deviant. We ain't no deviant motherfuckers that just want to deal with little children, man. Get the fuck out of here with that shit, man. Y'all niggas is losers, man. You ain't got no other angle, so you gotta use that angle, cause it plays on the emotions of the world. Mm-hmm. And Esau ain't got it. Esau doing all type of fucked up shit. All right, when it come to little kids, sex trafficking little children, man. You niggas don't say shit about that, man. We don't hear nothing about that shit. Go ahead.
Jeremiah chapter 6 and verse 16. It says, "Thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Shai, stand ye in the ways and see and ask for the old paths."
Right, ask for the old paths. Okay. You can look up ancient Israelite customs, all right, and go into the topic of marriage, okay? Israelite women, all right, in the ancient world, they were married at a very young age. As soon as they were able to have their period, okay, they were courted up, they were raised to be women, and they couldn't even be a wife if they couldn't even handle wife duties, stupid. Until they were able to handle being a woman, they weren't even married, man. You couldn't even marry your daughter off. So what the fuck are you niggas talking about? Go ahead.
All right, it says, "Stand ye in the ways and see and ask for the old paths, where is the good way,
Right.
and walk therein,
Right?
And ye shall find rest for your souls.
Right, and that's what we're looking for, the old way, the old paths. Okay? Which we know we can't establish now. That's why we need salvation. We need to be saved from this carnal ass place. Okay? We need to be saved from this place. All right? We can't carry out our old ancient customs. It's impossible. Not with the mindset that we have now. We have to be changed into into a whole new meaning, as the scriptures go into. All right, our minds, our hearts have to be changed into a whole new meaning for us to deal with the law, statutes, and commandments. For us to deal with those old ancient custom ways, right? Because Jake, to tell the truth, is deviant. We do have these fleshly bodies where we do go off, okay? But this is the promise where we're going to inherit that glory again, and we're going to be reestablished, rebirthed into this thing, man, into the ancient ways, into the perfect way. Go ahead.
It says, but they said, we will not walk therein.
Right. So, Jake, they saying they will not walk therein. Okay. They don't want to walk in the customs of the ancient way of the Heavenly Father in His ways, man. All right. Go ahead.
All right, let me precept for you. It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 4, and verse 22. It says, for my people is foolish. They have not known me.
That's right. They have not known the Lord. That's why their hearts drop when these topics come up. Because what? You're dealing with a modern mindset. You're not observing the ancient way. Okay? You're not studying in the ancient way. You know, you niggas put on, for peace sake, you niggas put on t-shirts with fringes and think you're keeping the law. But really, the fringes it's really supposed to be in your heart. Okay? You're supposed to have it in your heart, in your spirit. You're supposed to know that you're supposed to follow the Lord and keep, the laws to the best of your ability. Really, that's obedience. Because you can't keep Israelite customs in America. It's impossible. Go ahead.
Jeremiah 4 and 22, for my people is foolish. They have not known me. They are sottish children.
And it's stupid. Go ahead.
And they have none understanding.
Right, none understanding. And that's why, what? They play on the emotions of everybody, okay? They'll call us pedos and all of this other shit, man. Y'all don't have no understanding. Y'all, and you really don't care for the ancient ways, the ancient customs, which we're supposed to be seeking out, okay? Because that's part of the marriage, okay? Go ahead. Our first love. Scriptures talk about our first love. Scriptures talk about the first works. Go ahead.
It says they are wise to do evil, but to do good they have no knowledge.
Right, exactly. So they making all this slandering, basically trying to character defamation. All right, they want the world to think that we're some psychopaths. All right, some just deviant miscreants. Okay, and all that we're doing is bringing out these topics that's in the scriptures, man. Okay.
One way they're wiser to do evil is they'll justify the wicked.
Yeah,
Let's say you bring up the elites.
Yep.
You telling them what the elites are doing behind closed doors. Jake will tell you, "Oh, well, God loves everybody, and He forgives us all." But as soon as Jake say something you don't like, you're on a slandering campaign, man. That's exactly what y'all doing.
That same energy towards these Edomites.
At all.
Who not only do they do the raping and all of that, they heinously, rip babies up. All right, scare them to death and cut their throats and drink their bloods, man. Okay, so that's actually going on because they dealing high levels of witchcraft. They have to do that. That's what they've been doing over the centuries. All right, you got the same energy for them niggas. All right, you got the same energy for Esau, and they actually doing it. We're talking about concept. We're talking about biblical concepts here. We're talking about practice. We're talking about biblical concepts, and you niggas can't, for the love of me, you just can't deal with it. Oh, like Dave Chappelle or some shit. Go ahead.
They got unrighteous decrees, for example, like wicked laws that they pass, they justify. For example, when they I believe it's in California, they call it minor attracted. You know, so they have to be within the range of 10 years of the minor that they're attracted to for it to be
You got a
legal.
whole flag right here.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you can't see it though, but yeah, they got a whole pedal.
They don't say shit about that though, you know. But they'll slander your name when you literally
That's right.
bringing out the scriptures.
Right, we're just bringing out biblical concepts, but they trying to get laws passed so they can NAMBLA, all right, man-child lovers association. They trying to get laws passed. We ain't trying to get no fucking laws passed. We ask for salvation, so we can inherit our old customs again. Yeah, whatever, man. It is what it is. But again, the Lord, y'all getting weaker. The Lord is about to justify His elect in these times. So it's just a matter of time. All we're doing is we're just waiting. We're just waiting for the Lord to move. We're going to continue doing what we do. We're going to stand firm. And y'all going to be the ones that wax worse. And the Lord's going to appear to our favor. And that's to you brothers, man. You ain't really got to get it all outside of your body. Oh, well, they're necessary evil.
Yeah.
Right. Because when they talk, when they open their mouths, they say some dumb shit. And what we go into what they're saying, we cut what they're saying, and we become edified.
Back you up. Amos 5:10. They hate him that rebuketh in the gate, and they abhor him that speaketh uprightly.
See, so that's that right there is how can I say this? That's I want to say like that's basically the custom when it comes to basically that's how you know that you're doing the right thing. When you let Jake know that you're set up to rebuke them and correct them, and the Lord and they hate you for it.
Yeah.
You know, that's a standard.
Telltale sign.
Yeah, that's something like that, you know. So we know that we're doing the right thing. We know the apostles and elders, we know we're in the right spirit, because it's all about correction. All right? It's all about reproof. It's being corrected. Because none of us are perfect.
I was about to say that. We need correction, man. We've been niggas this whole time. You know what I mean? We've been programmed, man.
Yeah, the fact that the Lord called us sheep, the fact that the Lord refers to the nation of Israel as sheep, proves that. So, Jake don't know what they're talking about. Again, that's why Jake is gonna get wiped out. Because y'all, the Lord is angry. Okay, the Lord is furious. Believe it or not. Okay, the Lord is. He got wrath and rage that He's gonna take out on Jake. And it's just a matter of time, man. You know.
I got the scripture you called from earlier. It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 6 and verse 16. And it reads, it says, "Thus saith the Lord," all right, Yahweh, Hashem Yahushua, says, "Stand ye in the way and see, and ask for the old paths." You know, going back to what you had said earlier about, or the comment you made earlier about Jake want to, modernize the truth, man.
You can't do that.
Well, the modern way is wickedness, man. The scripture says that this time, right, that Esau is ruling, all right, the whole world, the whole earth is covered in darkness, man, confusion and wickedness, man. And everybody's cool with it, mostly everybody.
Yeah, and we're set up to cast down the imaginations of this place.
That's right.
Okay, so that's the standard in which these people think. That's the customs in which people have accepted and in which they employ in their everyday lives. The way that people are living every day to day is completely off according to the scriptures.
Disgusting.
All right. So a lot of us, we sleep in the same bed with a woman that's menstruous. She having her period. That's going on. We're supposed to have a cottage house, somewhat. All right. And that's that's just what it is. So Jake is going on. We're wearing mixed fabrics. Going off again. All right. You eating stuff with leaven or the vegetable shortening in it. You niggas like cornbread, don't you? Well, guess what? You going off. You see?
Yeah, porking.
Exactly.
A lot of that cornbread.
You see? Is your woman wear pants? Sister, you ain't supposed to wear them pants, sister.
That sounds creepy, man.
Right.
No.
But no,
But I thought about Sakari, man. You know, because they said, oh, they don't, you know, they keep the law perfect, right?
niggas lying.
Well, nigga, those fitted caps alone have at least like what 3 to 5 different materials made, you know, that they used to make them fitted hats that y'all niggas wear in
And then
prophesy.
you covering up your whole head because in the ancient customs, you wear a mitri. The priests wear a mitri, and that leaves the top of your head open.
Yeah, get a crown. But yeah, you know. Oh, slacking. No, I'm not finished slacking.
But yeah, so Jake is going off many ways, man. Okay? So Jake is not keeping the law. That's a fad. That's malarkey. That's bullshit. Yeah.
Back in Jeremiah chapter 6 and verse 16, it says, "Thus saith the Lord, stand ye in the way." It's like, stand ye in the ways and see, and ask for the old paths, where is the good way, and walk therein. And ye shall select.
Yeah, go ahead.
It says, and ye shall find. It's like, and ye shall find rest for yourself. It's like for your souls.
Right. And so Jay can't fathom the concept, the biblical concepts. That's just what it is. Jay can't understand. They can't see biblical concepts. They get emotional. They running high. Oh, I don't want to deal with that right now. You know, they just go straight. You know, and the scriptures talk about reason, using reason, which is logic, logos. Okay. Logic and reason is the most important thing. Okay. Understanding is the most important thing. So when you read Proverbs, the 2nd chapter, it goes into that. All right. To the young man, knowledge and discretion. To the young man, knowledge and well, it goes into us how we're supposed to know understanding. Okay. You know, how we're supposed to know understanding. Okay. But go ahead.
It's like, well, let me
Yeah,
read
that's
that
it,
again
yeah.
because it had a little more, but let me just read that again because I'm slipping. This book of Jeremiah chapter 6 and verse 16, it says, "Thus saith the Lord,
Yeah.
stand ye in the ways and see, and ask for the old paths. Where is the good way, and walk therein.
Right.
And ye shall find rest for your souls.
Right.
But they said, we will not walk therein."
Right. See, and Jake won't accept the old ways, the ancient way, the ancient customs. Okay. And we know they don't observe the scriptures. They don't go into the scriptures and make observations and make educated and have an educated. They can be or have educated extrapolations, if that makes sense, right? You know, like an educated guess, they don't even have the ability to extrapolate because they don't. These concepts of the ancient world and how things were done in the ancient world, they're completely different from how we do it on the West. So young women, when they're supposed to be at the age where they're supposed to be learning how to be servant, learning how to speak, learning how to do a curtsy, learning how to bow when they come in the presence of adults, all right? They all in your conversation.
Yeah.
They talking crazy. In this society, the kids talk to you crazy. You know, they telling you what to do. All right. In the ancient world, ain't no kids around. You know, adults.
Yeah.
They're being tutored. They're being brought up. They're learning how to speak. All right. They're learning the right way to speak. Okay. They're learning how to be discreet. All right. They're learning writing, arithmetic, all of that good shit.
Hey, look, it's like that's the spirit. I literally just
You
made
can't
a
even
lesson.
fathom that. Like, how can you not see that? Because it's all you see is this society.
The Lord gave me that spirit, put that on my spirit to make a lesson about that, right? Kind of like addressing the believers, like to keep in mind that we have to be amongst Jake. We have to be amongst these men, these undeveloped underdeveloped and untrained people. Man.
Jake act like it was a free fall. That's all he was doing in the ancient world, just snatching people up. To come with me, snatching. No, nigga, that's why the law is there. That's why there is a law. That means that it was rarely being done. Just like crime, like the crime bill in certain countries, nigga, they crack down on crime.
Yeah.
You can't even commit certain crimes, right? So how much more in the ancient world when you get put to death or when you get kicked out of the congregation or you get stoned to death in front of everybody? Come on, man. So those are rare crimes, but there's a law there for it. You dudes are idiots, man. You dudes are idiots. You're emotional, and you don't need to have a Bible in your hand. You need to just be breaking rocks or some shit, man. You need to just... No, a lot of you niggas just need to die, man, and try again next time, on the next life. That's real talk, as they say. You know?
All right, this is...
And then the last few precepts, I hate that we had to...
No,
you know, but it is what it is.
Lord willing, it's edifying.
You know, because they Jake act like it's a free for all. Because the elder brought out something that was controversial, and he knew it was controversial. But you niggas can't handle the scriptures. You can't handle this. It's too much for you. You see?
It's not my word like fire that
Yeah,
breaks
there
the
you
rocks.
go. See, the Lord's word is like fire. Right? And a lot of you niggas are just wood. You wood, hay, and stubble. You just get burned up by it. What man of understanding is going to endure it. He's going to find reason. All right? And you're supposed to. The ancient men that done it, they searched out the ways of the Lord, and they would ponder, they would meditate on the ways of the Lord. Oh, God.
Right. This is Joshua chapter 1 and verse 8. It says, "This book of the law shall not depart of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night, that thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein. For then thou shalt make thy way prosperous."
Right. So if we got certain laws in place, right, when it comes to damsels and when it comes to all of this other stuff, you know, when it comes to you name it, the scriptures deal with all things. War, it deals with all things. It deals with the issues of blood and all that. Coming in the presence of a dead body, touching a dead body. You know, all sorts of things, man. You know. Go ahead, read it again. It was a little more, but
I'll reread it. This is Joshua chapter 1 and verse 8. It says, "This book of the law shall not depart of thy mouth."
some laws are multifaceted. They're a little bit more harder to understand why laws are being set in place. So you do have to meditate on it. Okay? But and we're telling you in the future world to come, when we enter into that new covenant fully, all right, and that's fully established. I mean to say, all right, we're gonna know those things like second nature, and then we're gonna be prosperous. Okay, go ahead.
This is what we're doing right now, is rehearsing the righteous acts.
Right.
And to the best of our ability, obviously.
Is it a righteous act for you to go and grab up a little girl? Like, man, shut the fuck up, man. You niggas need to die, bro. They trigger like women are triggered.
Yeah.
You know, like a millennial, like you need a safe place. You know? You need a safe place to speak. Like y'all got that mentality. You say one word, Jake get triggered, and everything else just falls apart. They just focus on, like the woman. He focused on this one thing and forget the whole concept of what you was talking about, the proof of point and all of that type of stuff. Oh, you said this though. Right.
One word.
And Jake is a game. The scripture's talking about Israelites being a gainsaying people, man. All they do is try to get over and out talk you, outwit you. Not for the sake of coming to an understanding. No, just for the sake of overthrowing you. That's why 2/3 of the nation of Israel got to be wiped out. My bad, I keep cutting you. But go ahead. Y'all find a precept and then we done.
I was with the definition right quick of gainsay.
Okay,
Right?
you got it.
It says the definition of gainsay is to deny or contradict a fact or statement.
See? So that's all Jake is about. It's trying to contradict you, trying to catch you up in your words. You know? Read it again.
It says the definition for gainsay. It says to deny or contradict a fact or a statement.
Right. So it's all about denial. It's all about trying to contradict you.
The challenge, debate.
Yeah, debate. See, debate.
Right.
How you don't need to debate if you got the truth, man. You don't need to debate if you have the truth. So I punched that dude in the side, straight in his grill.
Hey,
I'm sorry.
Well, that's why that guy, when he came up, Hassad, that's why when he came up to the brothers, where was
I
that?
should have said.
North Carolina.
Yeah.
That's why he said that. He said, what is in it? What did he say?
Just 'cause it's in the Bible doesn't
Yeah,
mean it's true.
yeah. Talking about the prophets of the Bible. All they lied. Just because it's in the Bible doesn't make it right. You know?
Yeah, well, he lost, and it's just time.
Yeah,
And
he said
Salaki on that. I won't touch anybody. I won't put my hands on anybody. But sooner or later you're gonna become an atheist. You ain't gonna believe in the truth, and a lot of Jake is going. They're gonna fall from believing in the truth. You know, they're gonna fall away from this thing. And Salaki, I won't put my hands on nobody.
One of the synonyms for gainsay is a contra. Right? Which is someone who denies the truth of something. Which pretty much everybody in America outside of the hopeful elect are controverts, man. Because they do what? They try to stay away from the reality, which is prophecy. Because prophecy is reality. They try to stay away from that, you know,
Prophecy shifts.
and keep themselves delusional, man. Nah, let me go to this Taylor Swift concert. You know, I don't want to know what's going on over there in Israel, and that, you know, my brother and who got to, you know, get deployed out there, you know, because you heard what Biden said, right? You know, they said that they're going to send what 20,000-30,000 troops over there or something like that, and protect Israel at all costs. Salaki, I ain't gonna veer off, but I'm just saying, like, you know, people like to be asleep, man. All right, men love darkness rather than light, man.
Yeah.
They don't want to come to the truth. They don't want to hear the truth. You know. It's a lot.
The word of the Lord is like nails on a chalkboard for them.
Joshua 1:8, it says, the book of the law shall not depart of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night, that thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein. For then shalt thou make thy way prosperous, and then thou shalt have good success. And you know, when you understand that, back in the ancient world, the laws is what kept this earth intact and running flourishly. You know, and make our people and keeping our people in check. That's why you had a gluttonous or a drunkard as our rebellious child. They would take him to the high priest, and the congregation would stone him.
Yeah, because he'd be useless.
Yep.
So we didn't even allow, in the ancient world, you wasn't even allowed to be lazy. You wasn't even allowed to be idle. You had to be a working man. You had to put your hand to the plow. All right. You had to, in some cases, some instances, if you were rich, you had tutors. You had men that would raise you up, right? Because we're nomadic, shepherd type people. Okay, nomadic in the sense that we kept the land side. All right, we were shepherds. Okay, so we had to be raised in understanding animals, herbs. All right, we had to learn how to cultivate. Okay, garden, vineyards. All right, so these are the things that we'll be dealing with on a day-to-day basis, right? So ain't no time. We don't have essentially no time for folly. And then you had to judge. Who were put in positions had to judge the nation of people. So you had to be judged. So you had to be attending on laws daily, and you had to watch people, and keep society keep the community. I don't want to use
You
the
know,
community.
yeah.
God damn.
Well,
You had
yeah.
to keep these.
Keep
you had
the
to-
nation.
You had to keep the congregation. I say the congregation. You had to keep the congregation essentially afloat and run it efficiently according to these laws that's set up. So there wasn't no degeneracy in Israel. All right, you ain't have a man sitting on the couch or sitting in his tent, drinking all damn day, watching episodes and rerun. No, nigga, we didn't even have TV in that time. You see? So you gotta take your mind out of the modern society, okay? When you talk about the ancient world, all right? It wasn't looking at child pornography and all that type of shit, okay? All right? So we had to raise our children in custom reading. We had the Sabbath. It was a holy convocation. We had to come together. The new moon. We had a feast for the new moon. Okay? Come on, man. Jake is fucking stupid, man. And it's about time the Lord just get rid of you niggas, man. All right? Jake wasn't around grabbing every little girl that he's seen in the ancient world. You stupid. That was a rare thing, but it's a law for it. That's all that was brought out, but they want to slander us. Because you niggas are gainsayers. You niggas ain't about truth. You ain't about the light. You ain't about, and that's why you niggas are murderers. That's what the truth of the matter is. You 2/3 niggas are murderers. You see? And you can't abide in that type of setting. And that's what we trying to get back. Because the scriptures say what? Thou shalt discontinue. Jeremiah 17:4 really quick. So we lost this heritage, all right? We lost the land and we lost our ways, our customs, all right? Well, Jake had to be a servant to his own brother. He had to work. You had to get up at 4:30 in the morning before the crack of dawn and get straight to work. So what the hell you niggas talking about? Like, and that's what we do to this day. I get up 3:30 in the morning, got to travel an hour and a half away. And get straight to work. What are you niggas talking about? What are you niggas talking about? You niggas ain't talking about nothing, man. You niggas online, on the internet, on IG posting, and you got the cameras and shit. Like, man, get the fuck out of here. That's why the Lord finna do away with all that shit, man. He finna do it all that vainglory, all of that shit. The likes and posts and likes and hit my cash app, all that shit about to be done away with, man. Get y'all ass out of here with that weak shit.
No, but no, I was about to add to what you had said as far as like I see why the Lord has us in has us doing certain things even in this truth, man. Once you come into this truth, you can't be lazy, man. You have to be.
Your hands gotta be constantly on the plow.
Right. That's why this work is described off of having our hand on the plow.
Jay couldn't tell you. Jay couldn't give you a synopsis of what a day is like in the ancient world. They couldn't do it. They couldn't do it. And I'm talking about these groups, IUIC, Sakari, all of these groups. They couldn't tell you what a day in the ancient world being an Israelite is. You couldn't tell me. You couldn't tell me that. You couldn't tell me that. You can't tell me that men was just going around grabbing up women. No, nigga. You know? You couldn't tell me that. You know? That we had we didn't have enough time to do what we want. We had high holy days. Hell, we had a high holy day every week at every end of the week, and everything was centered around the Shabbat. Everything, the holy convocation, the holy gathering, where you're not doing your pleasure on the Sabbath. Now you ain't fucking. See, that's why you niggas are lost. You ain't fucking on the Sabbath. You couldn't even. And then our mindset, we wasn't hypersexualized.
Right.
You know,
right.
we couldn't even deal. You couldn't even. That's why you had a woman. Yeah. You had a woman you could probably only deal with once a month. All right. In the ancient world, she would be on her period. You had to wait 7 days and then until she be cleansed. You know. Y'all know, yeah. Right. Exactly. So you're occupied with more things. Okay. So the hell with what Jake talking about,
That's a
man.
great point.
Go out and get food,
Our whole lives are centered around a Shabbat, holy convocations, where we commemorate the Lord, go into the temple and read the law, you know, and other things, other customs that we had that we lost. We had other things that we did, You know, we had fun things. We had, you know, and then you had warrior, the class of warriors. What were they doing? What was the military doing? The Israelite military doing? Working out? You know? I don't know. I'm just speculating. What you got?
It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 17, and verse 4, and it reads, and thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee, and I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not, for ye have kindled a fire in mine anger, which shall burn forever.
Right, and the scriptures say what? So we lost that, right? And we served the heathen, and we were brought up in the ways of the heathen and the customs of the heathen. Okay, you read Baruch, the 3rd chapter, it goes into that. We forsaken the holy fountain, or the fountain which is the words, all right, and we did what the heathen did. You know
Shows
how?
that shows you all nations. The Lord's not dealing with all nations is because the scriptures talk about how the laws were given to Israel, and this it would be flowing correctly if Esau had the laws. You know what I'm saying? But he don't, because he's following his own.
And then once again, we're going to show the world the perfect way of living.
Yeah.
Okay, the perfect way of living. All right. So, just going back to the point I was making earlier, Jake wasn't in the mindset. We weren't hypersexualized. Okay, but we had to have sex every day.
Or like thinking about it.
Yeah,
all the
or
time.
thinking about it like it's on our mind every day. Or
Yeah.
like we see a bad, I say biddy because I don't want to use the word biddy, whatever. You'll see a biddy walking down the street, and she got the tight, a tight garment on.
right.
Like no, dumbass.
Right.
That ain't
Yeah,
what's
right,
going on
shit.
in the ancient world, and that ain't how we think all the time. Because we get vexed at seeing that shit. We get vexed. A righteous man is gonna get vexed at that. Women always they showing their ass and all of that shit. You get vexed. You don't want to see that shit. You want to see decency.
Yeah. The women wore modest apparel back then.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you.
So they
you
aided
couldn't see
into.
curves.
You can see the
Right.
TV using the ass. You couldn't because they had
I don't know what you get. You might get a whole stick figure. But
Right,
who knows?
right.
No.
Might get a flatty bag.
No, but not the Israelite. Not the
No,
Israelite.
yeah. Women would keep their head down. They would,
the women
walking
would-
aggressive. I mean, they would keep their head. They wouldn't. Nowadays, you walk in the store and you look at a woman. They look staring you right down with it. Why you staring them down?
No.
They look at your shoes
while
and
they're
laugh
with
at
their
you.
man.
Oh
too.
yeah, I was just thinking that. Yeah.
You have women that be staring you down while they're with their man.
Oh yeah, that's a
Oh, yeah, that's bugged out.
And back in the ancient time, the ancient days, whatever, which we're gonna go back to, a woman ain't gonna be able to look a man in the eye.
She gonna have respect.
Another man, I should say.
And the Lord said we're gonna be a joy. So if we're gonna be a joy, rejoicing in His eyes, all right, that means we're gonna have the perfect decorum, the perfect behavior, the perfect mindset, right? The kids ain't gonna be running amok. The women ain't gonna be talking crazy. Oh man, look, it's gonna be completely different. But let's go ahead and close out though.
So like, can I grab this?
Go ahead.
This is the book of Proverbs. Well, I was hoping for talking about these other camps. It says Proverbs chapter 28 and verse 5, and it reads, "Evil men understand not judgment, but they that seek the Lord understand all things."
Yep, see. No. So those are
It says, "Evil men understand not judgment."
right, and so that's what we're dealing with. We're dealing with evil men. Jake, the nation of Israel is comprised of a majority of evil men. Okay, they don't know judgment. Go ahead.
It says, "But they that seek the Lord understand all things."
Right. So those that seek the Lord understand all things, because all things are with the Lord. Period. All understanding comes from the Lord. You see? You had something?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Romans chapter 15 and verse 4. For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we, through patience and comfort of the scriptures, might have hope. And the things written aforetime ultimately go into the instructions, okay, the law, statutes, and commandments. I believe it's Deuteronomy chapter 4. how it goes into this is your wisdom in the sight of the nations. Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments. You know, that was our distinction from the nations, man. You know, and that was ultimately what distinguished us from the other nations, was the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding that the Lord bestowed upon the Israelites. You know, the things written aforetime, it was written for us to learn, or for us to grow and understand it.
So that's what we're doing. We're applying. We're learning. We're applying principles. Okay, we ain't out here on the deviant, path where we just doing anything that we want. We don't do anything we want. We got to follow the laws and the customs of society. Okay. We know we gotta deal with a woman that's 18 or older. We know that shit. Dumbass niggas. If anybody, we follow it to a T.
Right.
We gotta have license. We can't. We gotta know how to drive. We gotta know certain things, essential things in this society, so we can move and function.
Right. As far as I know,
Like
nobody.
we live in archaic meaning old school. They said we have an old school mindset, a simple mindset.
No, I was just gonna say, as far as I know, nobody in Great Millstone or the affiliates been caught up on no rape charge. Like, it's not been
Yeah,
publicized.
exactly.
Even when Brother Polite was trying to say that, he ended up getting caught up on
Yeah,
that.
he ended up, and that's why you watch what the fuck he say. Because every idle word, you're gonna have to answer for every idle word. Then they couldn't even contain himself.
Right.
And all you found his DNA all over the goddamn room. Like, what the fuck? Come on, man. You couldn't contain yourself like that.
Sick.
So like I got a scarf. He the one
Yeah, man,
started
he
that
been
shit.
scarred. He the one that.
He the one started that shit.
Yeah,
Right?
he the one that started. But guess what? That's what happened to him. So just imagine what's going to happen to these individuals who keep trying to slander us, who keep trying to bring that up whenever we correct them in doctrine, whenever we call your bluff, whenever we call your bullshit and correct you. You want to use the slander card, like the race card. They want to use the grape card. You know,
Like, yeah, they go back
y'all a
to
bunch
our
of grape. Okay, you tell you that's defamation of character. We ultimately can really sue your ass, but we ain't know that the Lord is gonna get your ass, man. You know. I don't know why that's the topic right now, but yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, hey, with that, hey, Lord willing, this was edifying. We ain't had no more precepts. Okay, then cool. We out of here then. Hey, with that, Lord willing, this was edifying. Until next time, we're gonna give all praise, glory, and honor to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Kakodash.
double honors to the apostles, elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to Akim, who have tuned in, and shalom to the multitude of believers who call on the name of our Lord Yahushai in His last kingdom. Shalom.
Shalom.
Come on.